Remember those years in your 20s? A time filled with dreams, ambition, and maybe a bit of reckless energy. You were likely trying to figure out your career, navigating relationships, and finding your way in a world that often felt overwhelming. Looking back, I realize I made plenty of mistakes and faced challenges that shook my sense of direction. I often think to myself, if I could go back and tell my 20-year-old self just a few things, what would they be? One moment that stood out for me was when, in a fit of anger and impulse, I got a tattoo on my arm. It was my way of rebelling, but it didn't come from a place of true meaning. I wanted to make a statement, something that felt right in the moment. But my mother, whom I had been angry with at the time, didn't understand. We didn't talk for a long time after that, and looking back, I regret how that impulsive decision caused her pain. I didn't even like the tattoo in the end. If you've ever made decisions like that, driven by emotion or impulse, you're not alone. We all have moments we wish we could change and decisions we regret. But those moments also offer us the chance to learn and grow. In this video, we'll explore 15 Stoic life lessons that can help us avoid impulsive decisions and lead a life of purpose and meaning. So, if you're ready to unlock your inner strength and lead a more fulfilling life, stay tuned. And don't forget to like and subscribe to the Stoic Narratives channel for more insights and inspiration. Share in the comments below, what is something you wish you could go back and fix from your 20s? Let's learn together and grow into the best versions of ourselves. 1. Embrace the present moment with gratitude. Life moves fast, and in the rush of daily tasks, it's easy to forget to pause and appreciate the present. We often chase deadlines, manage responsibilities, or try to meet others' expectations. But the truth is, the only moment that truly matters is the one we're in now. By embracing the present moment with gratitude, we can transform how we experience life. Instead of worrying about the future or dwelling on the past, we can focus on the here and now, finding meaning in the simple moments. Imagine this. You're stuck in traffic, late for an important meeting. Frustration builds, your mind races with thoughts of missed deadlines and angry clients. You're not experiencing the present moment, you're living in the future, anticipating the negative consequences. This is a common human experience. We often get so caught up in worrying about the past or anticipating the future that we forget to live in the only moment that truly exists, the now. The Stoics recognized this tendency and emphasized the importance of living in the present. They understood that our minds have a natural inclination to wander, dwelling on past regrets or anxieties about the future. This constant mental chatter robs us of our peace and prevents us from fully experiencing the present moment. But what does it truly mean to embrace the present moment? It's not about ignoring your problems or pretending they don't exist. It's about acknowledging your thoughts and feelings without getting carried away by them. It's about focusing your attention on the here and now, the sensations in your body, the sounds around you, the taste of your food. Cultivating gratitude is a powerful way to embrace the present moment. When we shift our focus from what we lack to what we have, we cultivate a sense of appreciation and contentment. Take a few moments each day to reflect on the things you are grateful for: your health, your loved ones, the beauty of nature. Mindfulness practices such as meditation and deep breathing exercises can also help you stay present. These practices help you become more aware of your thoughts and feelings without judgment. By observing your thoughts without getting caught up in them, you can gently guide your mind back to the present moment. Embracing the present moment is not a destination, but a journey. It requires consistent effort and practice, but the rewards are immense. By living in the here and now, we can reduce stress, cultivate inner peace, and find joy in the simple pleasures of life. 2. Be virtuous, not popular. In a world where popularity often seems like the ultimate goal, it can be easy to lose sight of what truly matters: integrity. The pursuit of recognition can sometimes cloud our judgment, pushing us to seek approval at any cost. But Stoic philosophy teaches us that virtue, not popularity, should be our guiding star. Acting with integrity, courage, and honesty may not always win us accolades, but it brings fulfillment in ways that external validation never can. Take the story of a young father who was deeply involved in his child's school activities. His communication skills and creativity quickly earned him a place in the Parent-Teacher Association, PTA, where he spearheaded projects that were met with great enthusiasm. As his influence grew, so did his pride. He was elected to the PTA Executive Board and often invited to speak at meetings. He felt a deep sense of accomplishment as his efforts were celebrated by others. However, with this newfound popularity came an unexpected pressure, the desire to always be perfect. He wanted to prove to everyone that he could do more and be more. This need for validation led him to spend an excessive amount of time on PTA activities, neglecting his family and his work. He thought that if he kept saying yes and kept pushing for more, he would solidify his place as a respected figure. In a pivotal PTA meeting, he proposed an idea he believed was crucial, but when it wasn't well received, he was hurt. His defensiveness led to an argument that caused division within the group. It was in that moment of frustration that he realized something important. He had lost sight of the real reason he joined the PTA, to serve the students, not to build his reputation. This awakening led him to a decision. He would apologize to the PTA members, acknowledging the importance of collaboration for the greater good. He also decided to step back and refocus on his family and work. By choosing virtue over popularity, he rediscovered peace within himself. In moments like these, it's vital to ask, are we acting out of integrity, or are we simply trying to gain approval? Stoicism teaches that our true fulfillment comes from living virtuously, regardless of external opinions. It's a reminder that the pursuit of virtue should always take precedence over the fleeting satisfaction of being liked or admired. 3. Time is precious. Use it wisely. Time is fleeting. It's something we all know, but often take for granted. We spend so much of our lives chasing after things that seem important at the moment, only to realize later that we've wasted precious time. Stoic philosophy teaches us that life is short, but meaningful action can make it fulfilling. The real key is to act now, avoid procrastination, and focus on what truly matters. I remember a time when I was in the hospital, recovering from a mild illness. What seemed like a minor setback quickly became a powerful lesson in the value of time. As I lay there in bed, I had the chance to reflect, and it was during those quiet moments that I realized how easily time slips away from us. Around me, I could hear the beeping of machines and the sound of footsteps in the hallway, but what really struck me were the moments of life and death I witnessed. There were patients who fought for each breath and others who quietly passed on. Seeing the fragility of life right before my eyes made me realize just how much time I had wasted, focusing on things that didn't matter. It was in that hospital room that I came to understand the Stoic idea that we should not wait for the perfect moment to live intentionally. Time is too precious. As I watched others fight for just one more day, I understood that procrastination is a thief. The Stoics teach us to focus on what's in front of us and to act on what we can control today. Every minute counts, and every small action we take today shapes our future. If you find yourself procrastinating, remember this: time waits for no one. Start now. Make today count. By living intentionally and focusing on the present moment, you can make every second meaningful. Time doesn't come with a guarantee, and neither should your actions. Make the most of it while you still can. 4. Control what you can. Let go of what you can't. Once we begin to understand the preciousness of time, we start to see that much of our stress and frustration comes from trying to control things outside our grasp. The reality is, we can only control ourselves, our actions, our reactions, and our mindset. Everything else is beyond our influence, and yet we often waste so much energy trying to manipulate things that we simply cannot change. Stoicism teaches us to focus on what's within our control and to release the burden of what we cannot change. After recognizing the value of time in the previous lesson, it becomes clear how much energy we spend worrying about things that are out of our hands. The fear of missed opportunities, the pressure of other people's opinions, the anxiety about the future, these things weigh us down. We try to control the uncontrollable, which leaves us exhausted and overwhelmed. This was something I learned during my illness. I had spent months overthinking everything, whether at work or in my personal life, constantly trying to manage every possible outcome. In the end, my anxiety caught up with me, manifesting physically. I ended up in the hospital for a minor illness, but the cause was clear. I had neglected my health because I was so consumed with controlling everything around me. It was a harsh reminder that excessive worry not only wastes time, but also harms our well-being. The key Stoic lesson here is simple. Direct your energy toward what you can change and let go of the rest. This doesn't mean being indifferent to life's challenges. It means understanding where your power lies. A Stoic mindset allows us to take full responsibility for how we respond to life, knowing that we can't control everything, but we always control how we choose to react. When you face obstacles or frustrations, ask yourself, what can I do right now that aligns with my values and goals? And what am I spending time worrying about that I cannot control? By shifting your focus to what is in your hands, you free yourself from unnecessary stress. Life will continue to throw challenges your way, but by following this Stoic principle, you will remain centered, calm, and in control of your path. 5. Set goals for yourself. Achieving personal aspirations begins with clarity. Without clear goals, it's easy to wander through life without direction, hoping for success without a roadmap. The Stoics understood the importance of setting intentions. They knew that meaningful progress only happens when we take the time to define our goals and break them down into manageable steps. By setting clear, actionable goals, we give ourselves a path to follow, making each decision a step closer to our desired destination. Consider a time when you felt directionless, when you didn't know where to start. Maybe you had a dream or a personal goal, but you couldn't break it down into something concrete. I've been there. I remember feeling overwhelmed by the idea of making changes in my life, whether it was focusing on my health or advancing my career. I knew what I wanted, but had no clue how to get there. The key, as I later discovered, was to break it down into smaller, more achievable actions. Instead of trying to change everything at once, I focused on one small step each day, steadily moving closer to my goal. Stoic philosophy teaches us that progress is found in consistent, deliberate action. Instead of waiting for the perfect time or opportunity, take that first small step. Define your goal clearly, break it into actionable steps, and focus on the next move. When you feel lost or overwhelmed, remember that success isn't about perfection, it's about consistent progress. By focusing on small, achievable actions, you steadily build a life aligned with your values and aspirations. What are you preparing for? Start right now. Take that first step and make today the beginning of your journey. 6. Start small, trust the process. Once you've set clear goals, it's time to focus on taking small, consistent steps. We often imagine that success comes in big, dramatic leaps, but in reality, it's the small, daily actions that compound over time. Big successes often start with humble beginnings, and it's easy to overlook this when we're focused on the result. The Stoics understood that progress doesn't happen overnight. It's a gradual process that requires patience, discipline, and unwavering commitment. I've been through this myself. When I first set a goal to improve my health, it felt daunting. The thought of transforming my lifestyle seemed overwhelming. But instead of trying to do everything at once, I focused on taking small, manageable steps, like drinking more water, taking daily walks, and cutting back on unhealthy habits. Over time, these small actions added up. The key was trusting the process, knowing that even the smallest step forward was progress. This Stoic lesson teaches us to trust the journey and allow time for growth. We often want instant results, but true progress comes from consistency. When faced with obstacles or impatience, remind yourself that each step is part of the process. Small actions, repeated over time, lead to monumental results. Trust that the work you're doing now will pay off in the future. Focus on today's steps, and tomorrow will take care of itself. Remember, success doesn't happen in one leap. It's the result of steady, consistent effort. 7. Practice self-discipline. After identifying your goals and taking the first steps toward them, the next crucial element is self-discipline. Discipline isn't about restriction. It's about maintaining focus and consistency, even when things get difficult. It's the inner strength that keeps you on course when distractions, doubts, or fatigue threaten to knock you off the path. The Stoics understood that without self-control, even the best plans can falter. There was a time when I set out to improve my physical health. It was easy to begin, but maintaining consistency proved challenging. There were days when I felt tired, distracted, or simply unmotivated. It's tempting to let excuses take over, to say, "I'll do it tomorrow." But each time I resisted those urges and stuck to my plan, progress followed. Discipline, more than any other trait, kept me moving forward on days when it felt tough. The Stoics believed that self-discipline is the foundation of freedom. Through discipline, we gain control over our actions, desires, and ultimately, our outcomes. When you're faced with distractions or moments of doubt, remind yourself that true growth doesn't come from taking shortcuts. It comes from the daily commitment to stay the course. If you find yourself wavering, ask, what action can I take today to stay true to my goals? Discipline isn't about perfection. It's about showing up every day, even when it's hard, and putting in the work. It's this consistency that leads to lasting success. 8. Face fear with courage. Fear is a powerful emotion that can hold us back from personal growth. It often grows larger in our minds, causing us to fear what is unknown and imagine the worst possible outcome. In reality, however, fear is frequently exaggerated, and it doesn't carry the weight we give it. In Stoic philosophy, the concept of apatheia, the state of being free from destructive emotions, reminds us that we have the ability to face fear with rationality and composure, rather than being ruled by it. Apatheia doesn't mean a lack of feeling. It means the ability to detach from irrational emotional responses and act with clear judgment. Fear, when left unchecked, clouds our minds and prevents us from making thoughtful decisions. Stoicism teaches us that by controlling our reactions to fear, we can overcome it. When fear arises, we need to step back and evaluate it rationally, rather than being overwhelmed by the emotion itself. The Stoics believe that fear is a natural response to uncertainty, but it is not something that should dictate our actions. Instead of allowing it to paralyze us, we should focus on what is within our control. This includes how we respond to fear, the actions we take, and our mindset. By confronting fear with a calm and rational approach, we can reduce its power over us. In moments of fear, remember the principle of apatheia. Detach from the emotional weight and focus on what you can control. Fear loses its hold when we approach it with courage, reason, and clarity. Confronting fear head-on allows us to break free from its grip, and in doing so, we create space for personal growth and true freedom. 9. Grow through challenges. Adversity is something we all face at some point, but it is how we respond to it that shapes who we become. Instead of viewing hardships as setbacks, we can reframe them as opportunities for learning and personal growth. Every challenge, no matter how painful, has the potential to teach us something valuable. The Stoics understood that facing hardship with courage allows us to build strength and wisdom, making us better equipped for future obstacles. I remember a period in my life when I was constantly being rejected after job interviews. Each no felt like a personal failure, and it weighed heavily on me. I grew anxious, avoiding further interviews, fearing that the next rejection would hurt even more. It took time for me to realize that these setbacks were not failures but stepping stones. By confronting each rejection, I learned valuable lessons: how to communicate better, how to handle rejection with grace, and how to improve my approach. With each no, I grew stronger and more confident in my abilities. This lesson aligns with Stoic philosophy, where hardships are viewed as opportunities to refine our character. Instead of being defeated by adversity, Stoicism teaches us to see it as a tool for growth. When life challenges you, take a step back and ask yourself, what can I learn from this? How can I use this experience to become stronger? Embrace challenges, for they are the forge where resilience and wisdom are born. 10. Take care of your body. The Stoics recognized the profound connection between the body and mind. They understood that a healthy body is not just an aesthetic choice. It's the bedrock on which emotional stability and personal growth rest. Physical well-being affects our ability to think clearly, act decisively, and maintain inner peace. To live a meaningful and fulfilling life, we must treat our bodies with respect. This means giving it the proper care it deserves through regular exercise, nutritious food, and sufficient rest. I experienced this lesson firsthand during a period of illness. Before I fell ill, I had been neglecting my health and focused more on my work and personal goals than on taking care of myself. My energy levels were low, and my body was sending me subtle signals of distress, but I ignored them. When I finally became sick, I realized just how much I had taken my health for granted. As I recovered, I was struck by a deep sense of gratitude for my body and the clarity it brought me. The experience served as a powerful reminder that good health is truly invaluable. A healthy body allows us to be fully present in our lives, to pursue our goals with vigor, and to meet challenges head-on with resilience. Stoic philosophy teaches us that self-care is not a luxury, but a necessity. The Stoics believed that by living in harmony with nature and caring for our bodies, we are better able to cultivate the virtues necessary to lead a fulfilled life. When we neglect our physical health, we deprive ourselves of the energy and mental clarity needed to face life's difficulties. By taking care of our bodies, we ensure that we are physically, mentally, and emotionally equipped to pursue our goals and live according to our values. The lesson here is simple. Our bodies are not separate from our journey. They are a crucial part of it. A healthy body enables us to achieve more, endure more, and live more fully. So whether it's eating well, staying active, or getting enough rest, prioritize your body. It's the foundation of everything else. When you take care of your body, you're not just investing in your health, you're investing in your capacity to live a meaningful, purposeful life. 11. Balance idealism with realism. In the pursuit of our dreams, idealism often plays a key role. It fuels our passion, keeps us motivated, and provides the vision we need to aim for something greater than what we currently have. It is essential to have lofty ideals and ambitious goals. They inspire us to grow, innovate, and push the boundaries of what we think is possible. However, if we solely focus on these ideals without acknowledging the realities of life, we risk disappointment, frustration, and burnout. This is where the importance of balancing idealism with realism comes into play. Idealism can be a powerful force. It pushes us forward, fuels our ambitions, and helps us see the possibilities in life. But idealism alone, without a grounded understanding of the limitations and challenges we face, can leave us disillusioned when things don't unfold as planned. Realism is about accepting that progress is often slow, that setbacks are inevitable, and that not everything will go according to plan. It helps us set practical expectations, plan effectively, and stay adaptable. Realism doesn't crush our dreams, it allows us to make them achievable. In Stoic philosophy, this balance is crucial. The Stoics believed in aiming high and holding on to strong ideals, but they also stressed the importance of accepting the present reality. Stoicism teaches us to be clear-eyed about our circumstances, to recognize what is within our control, and to approach challenges with patience and practicality. By merging idealism with realism, we develop resilience and wisdom. We understand that life's path is not linear and that the road to success is filled with obstacles. Instead of being discouraged by these challenges, we see them as opportunities for growth. When striving toward your goals, take a moment to assess the reality of your situation. Are your expectations aligned with the work and time required to achieve your dreams? How can you adjust your plans to be more effective, yet still stay true to your ideals? By finding a balance between passion and practicality, we set ourselves up for sustainable success, grounded in the wisdom of Stoic principles. 12. Support others' success. In a world that often encourages competition, it's easy to fall into the trap of jealousy when others succeed. We may feel threatened by their achievements, believing that their success takes something away from our own. But what if we viewed the success of others not as a threat, but as an opportunity for mutual growth and support? Helping others succeed does not diminish our potential. Rather, it strengthens our relationships and creates a positive, supportive environment where everyone can thrive. I recall a time during my college years when I felt envious of a classmate who had received a prestigious scholarship. At first, I told myself it was just luck or timing, that somehow he had a better opportunity than I did. I resented his success, thinking that his achievement meant fewer chances for me. I allowed myself to believe that there was a limited supply of opportunities and that one person's success meant less for everyone else. But as I reflected on my feelings, I realized I was only holding myself back. I was letting jealousy cloud my judgment instead of using his success as motivation. I decided to approach it differently. Instead of holding on to envy, I congratulated him sincerely and chose to learn from his accomplishments. That shift in mindset gave me the clarity I needed to focus on my efforts. I worked harder and more intentionally, and the following semester, I earned a scholarship myself. That experience taught me a valuable lesson. Success is not a finite resource. When we support and celebrate others' wins, it not only fosters a community of kindness, but also propels us forward on our journeys. Stoic philosophy emphasizes the importance of focusing on what is within our control, our actions, thoughts, and responses. Instead of being consumed by envy or jealousy, we can choose to embrace empathy and celebrate others' success. By doing so, we build stronger relationships, create a sense of community, and in turn, grow ourselves. So when you feel envy creeping in, ask yourself, how can I support this person's success? What can I learn from their journey that will help me grow? When you shift your perspective from comparison to encouragement, you not only contribute to others' success, but you also inspire your own personal growth and peace. Supporting others doesn't just lift them, it lifts you too. 13. Keep your heart open. Life has a way of challenging us in ways that can leave us feeling vulnerable, upset, and closed off. People let us down, situations unfold differently than expected, and sometimes we find ourselves caught in disappointment or hurt. In these moments, it's easy to withdraw, to protect ourselves by hardening our hearts. But Stoic philosophy teaches us that true resilience comes from keeping our hearts open, especially when it feels hardest. Empathy and compassion are not only keys to navigating life's challenges, but they are also what allow us to grow through them. Take, for example, the story of the young father involved in his child's school activities. His involvement in the Parent-Teacher Association (PTA) started with a genuine desire to make a positive impact. But as he gained popularity and his influence grew, he began to feel the pressure of maintaining that image of perfection. When his idea was rejected at an important PTA meeting, he felt deeply hurt and reacted defensively. The disagreement caused tension and division. In that moment, he could have closed himself off completely, allowing his pride and hurt to govern his actions. But instead, he chose to reflect on the bigger picture, to let go of his ego, and to open his heart again. He apologized, found common ground with others, and reconnected with his original purpose, to help the school and, most importantly, to be there for his family. This story exemplifies the Stoic principle of maintaining an open heart despite the inevitable emotional setbacks life throws at us. Stoics believe that our reactions to life's difficulties determine our growth, not the challenges themselves. Instead of closing off, we can choose to respond with empathy and compassion. When faced with adversity, ask yourself, how can I keep my heart open, even when it's difficult? Can I approach this situation with understanding, rather than resistance? The Stoics teach us that by remaining open-hearted, even in the face of disappointment or conflict, we not only preserve our peace, but also become stronger, more resilient individuals. By embracing compassion in the most trying of times, we transform obstacles into opportunities for growth. Keeping your heart open isn't a weakness, it's a powerful Stoic response to life's inevitable struggles. 14. You are not alone. Life is full of challenges, and it's easy to feel like you're the only one struggling. We often face hardships in isolation, believing that no one else understands or shares our pain. But the truth is, every person faces their own battles, and humanity as a whole shares these struggles. Understanding this can bring comfort and reassurance, allowing us to draw strength from the fact that we are not alone in our experiences. I've had moments when I felt like the weight of the world was on my shoulders, and moments when I thought no one could possibly understand what I was going through. But over time, I realized that these feelings of isolation were a product of my own mind. When I opened up to others, I discovered that many people had been through similar challenges. We may face different circumstances, but the human experience is filled with shared struggles. This realization helped me see that I wasn't alone, and that others had overcome similar difficulties. Stoic philosophy teaches us that we are all part of a greater whole, and that our challenges are not unique to us. The Stoics believe that sharing in the human condition and understanding that everyone faces adversity can help us respond to our own difficulties with resilience. When you feel isolated in your struggles, remind yourself that you are part of something larger. Your challenges are not a sign of failure. They are simply part of the shared human experience. Take strength in knowing that others have faced similar battles and emerged stronger. You are never alone in your journey. 15. Embrace simplicity. In our modern world, we're often overwhelmed by the sheer volume of information, distractions, and commitments that demand our attention. Yet true peace and focus come from simplifying our lives and concentrating on what truly matters. The Stoic philosophy encourages us to strip away the unnecessary, to declutter our minds and surroundings, and to focus on the essentials. By doing this, we create space for growth, clarity, and inner peace. There was a time when I felt trapped by the clutter in my own life. Too many responsibilities, too many tasks, and too many things vying for my attention. I was constantly busy, yet I couldn't shake the feeling that I wasn't getting closer to my true goals. I found myself exhausted and distracted. It wasn't until I took a step back and started prioritizing what truly mattered, my health, my relationships, and my long-term goals, that I began to feel a sense of balance. I learned to say no to things that didn't align with my values, to focus on the tasks that brought me closer to my true purpose. And as I simplified, I found my energy and focus returning. This aligns with the Stoic practice of focusing on what's truly in our control, our actions, thoughts, and priorities. The Stoics understood that distractions and excess prevent us from being our best selves. When we clear away the noise, we can focus on what truly matters and make meaningful progress in our lives. If you find yourself overwhelmed, ask, what truly deserves my attention? What can I let go of? By embracing simplicity, you free yourself from the weight of unnecessary distractions and create space for what brings you purpose and fulfillment. Simplify, and you'll find peace. As we've explored today, the Stoic principles offer powerful lessons for navigating life's complexities. From embracing the present moment with gratitude to understanding the importance of balancing idealism with realism, each lesson guides us toward a deeper understanding of ourselves and the world around us. The path to inner peace, resilience, and personal growth is not one of perfection, but of consistent effort, of learning to respond wisely to life's challenges. Remember, life's greatest lessons often arise in the most unexpected places. It's not about avoiding adversity or seeking approval. It's about finding clarity through self-awareness and purposeful action. The Stoic way teaches us that we must treat our bodies with respect, maintain emotional resilience, and always strive to live in alignment with our values. Every small step you take towards embracing these principles will make a difference. Whether it's acknowledging your limitations, supporting the success of others, or simply practicing empathy, I encourage you to take these lessons into your everyday life. Reflect on them, practice them, and allow them to shape the way you engage with the world. True change comes from within, and each day offers us a new opportunity to be better than we were yesterday. The Stoics remind us that growth is a continual process, one that requires commitment and patience. Take time to apply these principles. As you move forward, remember that you have the power to shape your life with your choices and actions. Take control of what's within your power. Remain grounded in the face of challenges, and above all, keep striving for a life of purpose and clarity. Share your stories and experiences in the comments below. How have these Stoic lessons impacted your life? And don't forget to like and subscribe to Stoic Narratives Official for more content on Stoic philosophy and its relevance to today's world.